Welcome back to the ACCJ Journal podcast. I'm your co-host, Aston Bridgman, and today I'd like to introduce Ted Sato.
Yeah, thank you very much, for the opportunity. I belong to the, Marsh. Marsh is the, one of the largest, insurance, intermediary, professional firm. Headquarters located in New York, and then we have the, 152 years, the history. Currently, I am responsible is the, senior evangelist on the cyber and strategy right now. And then I've been the maybe around the 15 years ACCJ members, and then I am the member of the insurance subcommittee and the government relationship committee and then ICT committee.
I'm really interested to hear about your specific motivation to write this new book, Cyber Security Guidebook.
I've been discussing about the cyber risks with many corporate executives, but the reality is that very few executives, still understand that cyber is a management issue. And the second, even if the corporate executive understand it as a management issue somehow, it should be done working together as a enterprise-wide issue. But it's quite a few. In reality, the focus is only on the implementation of the security tools, and that they do not focus on the human factor and the operational excellence at all, as a matter of fact. And then third, by having an understanding of when rather than if, we wanted to raise awareness of the importance of not only a technical approach as a preventive measure, but also regular education and training and a correct way to behave after an incident occurs.
Working as a team is an important factor, I think, with cybersecurity, as you say. And
yes.
How you selected the team you chose to work with on this book?
From among the professional in various fields that I've met since 2018, I created the foundation of CRMJ. That is a Cyber Risk Management Japan study group. By calling out to professionals, who agreed with the motivation mentioned before, and it should not be just for the commercial. And in both the seminar and the book, specialists in various fields, who are leading cyber risk management in Japan, provided pro bono based, the lectures and contributed to writings. So together with them, as I mentioned above, I organized the CRMJ study group and are conducting enlightenment activities on the importance of the cyber risk management, which will be more and more important in the future. We also like to continue to disseminate critical information on the new cyber threats and the preparation of those.
There's quite a background then to this book.
Yeah, regarding to the backstory of this book is, in December 2021, a request for a seminar project from the Nikkan Kogyo Shimbun newspaper, came to me. The seminar was held in May 2022 with a 3 consecutive week seminar. The concept was cyber risk is a management issue and, practical guidebook when you are suddenly appointed as a CISO tomorrow. The content of this seminar was evaluated as very useful by many audiences, involved in the day-to-day of the cyber risk management arena, which led to the publication of this book in unbelievably short period, only just a couple months later of the seminar. In addition, it's quite unusual that this book was officially endorsement by Keidanren. So in other words, this book was a collaboration between person of Keidanren and a long-time member of ACCJ. It's me.
It's quite an unusual situation to have that cooperation, right?
Yes.
And I believe that this handbook's going to be issued by Keidanren. Is that correct?
Yes, right, exactly. The Japan Business Federation, so-called anyway Keidanren, it has been holding meetings to strengthen cybersecurity since 2014. And the result of the discussion and made public, which are being used as a document, to make recommendations to the government and to change the mindset of the industry world, especially to the corporate executive. In any case, the idea is to make the CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, and the corporate executive, who have merely just entrusted IT department with the idea of the cybersecurity is a technical issue, but it should be changing to the cybersecurity is a management issue. Then in October 2019, Keidanren,
Yeah.
especially Mr. Nakanishi, remember the
Yes.
last year he passed, he's a wonderful, great
Mm.
person. And then Mr. Nakanishi, he himself led this project. And then so that's why he wrote the preface on the this cyber risk handbook. And that handbook was based on the report published in 2014 by the Internet Security Alliance (ISA) and the National Association of Corporate Directors (NACD) in United States, as the cyber risk oversight directors handbook. So the cyber risk handbook was the Japanese translation of the published information in cooperation with ISA in United States. Then, there are three key points. One is about just 30 pages and very thin, right? And then very little jargon and very little technical terms. And then the third one is it has the feature that directors know what to ask rather than explain, right? Because they are not really good at the technology, but very effective question is very, very important. So that's purpose of that handbook.
I know you have a number of other features that you would point to. Could you give me maybe two or three of those?
The greatest feature of this book, my book, is that it's written by people who are in the battlefield of their respective cyber professional arena. Therefore, the content is very practical and full of realism. The author also pointed out in common that it's important to take a bird's eye view on the value chain of all stakeholders rather than just dealing with the scope of their own defense within the organization. So this book will be systematic educational textbook. So Japan-US cooperation is becoming more and more important for Asian regions. But the Japanese government's effort to combat cyber risks, especially attacked by the nation state, actors are still running stage and the need to more aggressive expansion of the cyber defense force and the professionals through the support by US government. At the same time, Japanese private companies are also in the learning stages on the cyber risk management, and it's very meaningful to promote more collaboration between cyber professionals of the very experienced, United States companies and Japanese companies.
Those Japanese companies that do not yet have so much exposure to the United States, or
Sure.
that are not so close to the Japan-US bilateral relationship, if they're more, domestically focused, what would you advise them to do?
Well, anyway, in order to survive in a situation where cyber risk is said to be a major concern for all the corporate executive for a Japanese company, and then real key is a one-team concept. That includes support from external experts and the professionals are quite essential. So it also can be said that the cyber risk management cannot be done by the patchwork solution, but the ultimate art of science approach is the real key. In other words, that the balanced approach, which are the combination among the technology, human factor management, and operational excellence. That type of approach is making sure of the life cycle of the principle of the cyber risk management. That is, starting from readiness stage, then response recovery stage, finally, refinement and recurrence prevention stage.
I mean, one of the key dates coming up for your book is
Sure.
an event that you're hosting with the Nikkan Kogyo Shimbun at Keidanren, right? In May.
Right. Basically, around maybe end of May, we plan to have the such kind of seminar, at the Keidanren Kaikan. If this book is well accepted by the Japanese company or Japanese corporation, we like to export this book as a English version, then exporting to the APAC region.
I wish you every success with that.
Thank you. ありがとうございます。よろしくお願いします。
Ted, thank you very much for your time speaking with us today.